Hello. I'm here for Justin.
Yes.
That's you?
Yes.
You don't have a beard.
I know. Well, he's my Safe Light guy.
Okay.
I have Safe Light insurance, and they're replacing the window on my car.
Oh, okay.
And it ended up taking longer than they thought, so they said, we'll send an Uber home, and they'll pick you up. And I'm like, okay.
That's great. So that was your car. He's driving away.
Oh, no, that was a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
Who happened to see me standing there, goes, what are you standing there for? And I told him, I'm waiting for an Uber driver.
Okay, so let me see. So we're going to Old 41 North. Oh yeah, in Bonita Springs.
Yeah, kind of a bad time of day to be doing this, huh?
Nope, I'm good. I'm just an Uber driver. I don't care where we're going, as long as I'm getting paid.
Yep.
So that's all good. So what's your name?
Anne.
Anne. And can I ask for your permission to record a ride for my YouTube channel?
Sure.
Is that fine?
Yeah.
That's great. I'm gonna give you my card. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh.
And let's see what happens. I mean, you know, if you have phone calls to make or you're on your phone the whole way because you need to work, that's fine too. Then I will just not publish anything.
Okay.
But if we're having a nice conversation, then I'll cut that and I will publish that.
Put it on, sure.
Yeah. It's just like a little, like, spend my time in the Uber driving. I mean, it's so boring. It's nice to talk to people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, what happened to the car?
Well, my car was vandalized.
No.
Yep.
They actually broke into your car?
Well, they tried to.
They tried to?
They tried to. They took a prick punch and tried to break the glass on the rear passenger, both windows.
Uh-huh.
But the glass wouldn't break because it's high impact glass.
Oh, really?
Because it's a higher end car.
Okay. So that's special glass in the
So they have special glass, and it took 2 months to get things straightened out for me to take it to Safe Light. So yesterday they called me, they got everything straightened out. They had to bring a special technician from Tampa to install the windows. And I went there and said, I have to wait for it. And he said, well, this may take 4, 5, 6 hours. We'll get you an Uber and drive you home, and then we'll send an Uber to pick you up. And I said, thank you.
Can't they bring the car to your home?
See, the type of car that I have, there are kind of complicated electronics in the windows.
Okay.
Because they're not framed. And like when you go to open the door, the window kind of drops down a little bit.
A little bit, right.
And then when it closes, it goes back up into position, and it's more technical than just a normal car.
So is that a Tesla that you're driving?
No, it's a Maserati Levante. It's an SUV, the Maserati SUV.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Can we just swap cars for a day?
It is a nice car, I will not lie.
I bet.
It's very nice.
I mean, I've never driven a Maserati, but knowing the price tag on a car like that, I mean, that money has to go into something. And
clearly, the windows.
Including the windows, right.
It was one of the things they put the money into. So
yeah,
I was glad for that, and I was also considering myself very lucky that they did not damage the body of the vehicle in their attempt to break
I'd say,
in.
right.
Because then, that's not good.
You think that they were trying to steal the car, or did you have
No, I think they were just
something-
trying to steal things, because that night, and it was on a Friday night between 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and it's still light. It was still light, kind of, pretty much.
Imagine that, eh?
It was in December. Well, the first part was light because December, but they also broke into 2 other cars. One was a Lexus, shattered the window, the glass. The other was a Lincoln, shattered the glass, and I don't know if they didn't tell me if things were taken from the car, but I did file a police report, and they looked at videos, but there wasn't enough to find out or make an identification about who it was. So.
Well, I'm sure that they would take precautionary measures because there's so many cameras in the world that
they
I'm
must
sure
have known that they did not have a clear shot of them.
Oh yeah, okay. And I would think that they would first look inside if they see stuff inside, no matter what it is, but it's not a...
Well, I know, and there was nothing in my vehicle. The thing, you're making a left.
Yeah.
There's nothing in my vehicle, really, that if they took it, it would have been an issue, because I don't keep things in my vehicle.
Right. Well,
that
that
are
teaches
value.
me now too. Yeah, they do still do these things. I haven't heard about people breaking into cars. Now that I know that you do have a Maserati, yeah, that does make sort of sense. So, but it's cool though that your winner wouldn't give, and that. But and then again, that takes so many months for the insurance, I suppose, on the
Well, no,
insurance side.
it really shouldn't have. There was just kind of a comedy of errors.
Okay.
It really shouldn't have taken that much time, but you know, what are you
But
gonna
also
do?
the special glass and
Yeah.
everything, and then the installation. Yeah.
Now, have you heard about the break-ins with Kias and Hyundais?
No.
I don't think it's as prevalent. I haven't heard about it as much here, but I'm from Buffalo, New York,
Okay.
and I read the paper there, and there was a YouTube posting about the vulnerability in Kias and Hyundais as far as breaking into them, the ease with which they can break in. And there have
really?
been a rash of stolen vehicles, and it's by younger people
Yeah.
that saw the YouTube video and decided to give it a try, and they'll go and do 1, 2, 3 cars a night and just
Wow.
like
Yeah.
drive them around, have a joyride, and then leave them somewhere, probably damaged. But
Or
that's
sell
been
it.
a problem, not just in Buffalo, but in quite a few cities, about thefts of those vehicles.
Wow. I had actually an ex-convict in the car who explained to me like how he broke into cars, and that
Really?
it's really easy. Yeah. And I also asked him, why would you want to do things like that? And he said, well, it's just quick money. It's just easy and quick money. You steal a car, and often those lower end cars, and they get like $5,000 for it. But they steal it, they have to sell it right away.
Right.
And the car's value can be anywhere between $30,000 or $50,000. Like
Wow.
they'll pick a nice one, like a good looking, like a newer one,
Mm-hmm.
and they only get 5,000. But that's because the risk is then with the person that buys the car from
Right.
them, and they get cash and they're out. So it's real quick and easy money. And when
Wow.
you're on drugs and all of these things,
I know.
or you just live,
That's what you want. That quick
that's what
money.
you need. You need quick and easy money. And but he realized, it was so interesting, his story actually in the
Oh, I
car,
bet.
that he realized that it's a dead end. You know, once you get into a life like that, the drugs, the quick and easy money, it's always a dead end that gets you into jail.
Yeah.
And if you keep it up, you go more to jail. And that's just wasn't for him, and so he quit doing that and found himself a decent
Tried to
job and
straighten himself out.
straightened himself out.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, good for him. But anyway, here we are talking about stolen cars.
I
Anyway,
know.
but so you're from Boston, so you're a snowbird?
No, we sold our house in Buffalo a couple of years ago, and we're down here full time.
Oh, you're now here permanently?
No, yeah, I love it, and I love it. I never liked having 2 houses.
How do you write your name? A-N-N-E?
No E.
No E, just A-N-N.
Yep.
Double N, okay. Oh, so now you're living here full time, you said?
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it. It's easy here.
Oh yeah.
The weather's nice.
Oh yeah.
Friends. We have a lot of friends here.
Oh
We
nice.
belong to the country club in Lely Resort.
Uh-huh.
So it's good. No winters.
Yeah, no winters, she says. Yeah.
Now, where are you from?
Well, as long as you can handle the summers, right? Because
Yes.
the summers are sort of gruel, but as long as there's
They can
AC.
be.
Yeah.
We go north for a couple months, visit our son and grandson.
Oh nice.
Yeah. They're coming on Friday, actually.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure that in the wintertime they'll rather come visit here.
Yeah.
But in the summertime it's nice to visit them, yeah.
Yes.
To cool off a little bit.
Yep.
Because living in an air conditioning is not like, I mean, it's doable. It's not perfect either.
No.
I mean, you can't, in the summertime here, you cannot really spend much time outside. And,
No.
So you asked where I'm from the Netherlands.
Are you?
Uh-huh.
What brought
Yep.
you here?
I have 2 American children. So they're 24, 22.
Ah, nice.
I have a third son who's still with us, but the oldest 2, they were born in Miami, and it was time for them to go to college.
Yeah.
We were living abroad, but because it was time for them to go to college, we moved here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, to support them to go through college.
Wow.
Now the thing is that one is in California and the other one is in Colorado.
Oh my gosh.
So they chose not typically like close to home, so to speak. But they were first here, and then we came afterwards. And we chose Florida because it's the cheapest to fly from here, everywhere. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, to the Netherlands, you know, and then to them. From Miami, you can fly everywhere rather cheaply. That's sort of an economic choice, but not a bad choice. Yeah, we like it here. And I chose Naples because we didn't want to be in Miami.
Yeah. We didn't want to be on the West Coast either.
No, I can imagine.
I mean the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's a little quieter here.
Oh yeah.
But it's growing. Do you see all the building that they're doing down 951?
That's what I'm understanding, yeah. Even 10 years ago it was so much more quiet here.
I know.
And then yesterday there was a big accident on the highway and it just completely choked Naples because everybody gets in the car and goes home. But I believe that the highway was like one lane open or it was just completely shut off for a while. And so all of Naples was just full of traffic standing still.
Really?
Yeah, it was horrible. It's funny how quickly a whole city can just choke up.
Yeah.
If the highways don't flow.
Yep.
Let's hope we're not going to find that today.
Yeah.
And so you said one son and a grandchild?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old is the grandchild?
8.
8. Oh, that's wonderful.
It's a good age.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Like, I'd like to have more children, but I guess I'm gonna look forward to the grandchildren.
Yeah.
It's even better, maybe.
Yeah. Yep.
In a certain way. And can I ask what do you do?
Well, I've been retired for 11 years, but I worked in the for a brokerage firm, financial services firm.
Okay.
RBC Wealth Management out of Buffalo.
You retired early.
I did.
Because you're like maybe a little 1 or 2 years older than me. Like, I think you're like late 50s.
I was born in 1956.
56. You're 10 years older than I am. Wow. Then you are. Well, I just gave you 10 years younger, and I was not to flatter you because I don't know you. I don't care.
I know.
But well, it's good for my tip, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's difficult to see also with the sunglasses. Right. But still, yeah, you retired.
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I think I was 53 or 54.
Mm-hmm.
54.
So you said.
53 because it was
You said brokerage?
Yeah. I worked in a small office. I worked for the branch manager. I was registered. I had a couple clients.
Mm.
It was a nice office.
Mm-hmm.
Not too many people. We all got along. So I had a nice kind of working career.
Nice.
I liked going to work every day. But my husband is 13 years older than I am.
Okay.
And he was retired. And so after a few years, we bought a place down here. And then I decided to retire early because he was retired, and it was fine.
Yeah.
We could do it.
Yeah. And it's also nice then to retire more or less at the same age, to spend time with each other.
Yeah.
And can I ask, what did your husband do?
He owned Midas auto repair shops.
Okay.
And service shops.
In Boston?
No, in Buffalo.
In Buffalo?
Yeah, in Buffalo.
Where's Buffalo?
Where's Buffalo?
Yeah.
It's New York State. So you've got New York City, and Buffalo, New York is like way west. So New York State is kind of like a triangle. Mm-hmm. And so you've got all the way east is New York City at the bottom part of it, and then all the way at the other end is Buffalo, New York.
Oh, okay. So and north of that is Boston.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And then to the west, you said it's Buffalo. Mm-hmm. Okay. Huh. Well, one day I hope to be in those areas. It will be nice. We have some family in New York, Maybe
What
one
part of
day,
New York State? The city?
Oh, I have no clue.
Yeah.
That's my wife's family. I have no clue where they live. I just know it's in New York,
New York
City,
State,
somewhere. Yeah.
New York State's a big state.
Yeah, with big cities.
Yeah.
They're in New York City, but which area?
It's so big, I know.
Yeah. But it would be nice to see that area of the country once, because it must be very different than here.
Oh my gosh, it's so different. Just architecturally and age. The buildings. Buffalo has some of the most beautiful architecture.
Oh, really?
Because a lot of the city was built around the turn of the 19th century into the 20th century. I lived in a house there that was built in 1929 by a lumber baron from Chicago who built the house. And they had craftsmen from Europe that came and worked on the house. I mean, the fireplaces, there were 5 fireplaces in the house.
Oh, really?
And
nice.
The one in the living room, there's a sunken living room, all hardwood floors. It was like a walk-in fireplace. It was like almost as tall as I was. And it was carving, like stone carvings on the side of the fireplace. There was a fireplace in the dining room.
Wow.
There was a beautiful library, all wood with a, what do you call the ceiling? It was a plaster ceiling that was curved.
Wow.
It was gorgeous, and there was a fireplace in that room, all leaded glass windows.
Oh, wow.
It was, and then upstairs, and there was a fireplace, the kitchen, and then behind the kitchen, this is all the first floor, there was we made it into a pool room for a pool table, and there was a fireplace in there. Upstairs, there was a fireplace in the master bedroom, and then there was another fireplace in the adjacent bedroom.
Fireplace in the master bedroom?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and they were beautiful.
Nice.
And there was a formal, off the dining room, there was like a formal patio, and then in the back was a pool, this gorgeous swimming pool, and it's right in the city. Right in the city.
And it also had a library.
Yep.
Wow. That sounds like
all shelves for books.
Really?
It was quite a house, actually. And there are a lot of houses like that. Because during the end of the 18th century, there was Lake Erie, which was a big shipping port. And there was a lot of big business, and there were a lot of very wealthy people. There's Delaware Avenue, which is one of the main city streets going downtown. It was like Millionaires Row. There were house after house after house. It was just beautiful stone and brick and houses they had to have unimaginable staffs just to run them. And now none of them are owned by an individual or lived in individually. They're all companies that bought them, and now they're all corporate, either law firms or businesses or.
They put offices inside.
Yeah. They're just so costly to maintain. They all have slate roofs, multiple fireplaces. I mean,
those must be nice offices, though. Wow.
Yeah.
Real nice. It reminds me a little bit of those villas that you have in The Hague and in Amsterdam. Those big homes at the canals.
Yes.
They were owned by the mercenaries and the people that worked in trade and everything, and those were your millionaire homes.
Yeah.
And they were beautiful. This is like the movies, you know. It's the way you described your old house. It was just like the movies.
Yeah.
Like you see that. And but yeah, of course, that still exists. Nice. That must have been hard to move out of, though. That wasn't hard to let go.
Which house?
Your home in Buffalo.
Okay, the house that I moved out of, actually, because I lived in that house for 7 years, like in the mid 90s to like 2000.
Okay.
And then, because that relationship ended, so then I ended up buying a house, and I bought. It was the most charming house. It was all brick. It was built in 1895. 1895, and it was so charming. And it was built in the city, but in this little neighborhood that had all these little cottage houses. And the story of the neighborhood and my house, there were houses built before mine, is that those were the artisans that moved from Europe to build the homes on Delaware Avenue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I loved that house. It was so charming. Buffalo has a garden walk every year, and it's been going on for, I think, 25 years.
Okay.
And it's the largest walking tour. It's a free tour.
Okay.
You just get a map, they publish a map, you enter your garden for free, and people just come and walk through your garden, or, they just look at your garden.
Okay.
And there are hundreds of them on it. And it's grown every year. And my house was on a corner. So I didn't really have to let people into my yard or anything. They could just walk by on the sidewalk. But I had window boxes and hanging baskets and pots, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work doing the gardening, but I would have a garden party every year.
Wow, nice.
I would fix my garage up, and I would have drinks and food, and my friends would come over, and they would watch everybody walking around the garden walk.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. I lived there for 20 years.
Well, 20. Wow.
And I was ready to go, because there's a lot of work in maintaining a house like that, and I was pretty much done. So, and the prices, it's real estate. We were going to hang on to it for maybe 2 or 3 years more, but when we saw what was going on with real estate in Buffalo, New York, we had a number in mind, and we met with a real estate agent, and they hit the number, so we said, you know what?
Let's go.
Let's go, yeah.
Yeah. And when it's time to move, it's time to move.
Yeah. And I guess I didn't realize how great I would feel, when we did sell the house. And one of the things that we're so fortunate about is it was an out-of-town buyer. Now, in Florida, it's very common to sell the home with all the furnishings.
Yeah.
It's not common up north.
Oh, it's not.
But this buyer wanted the stuff in the house.
And wanted everything with it.
So I could take out personal stuff, which I did.
Sure.
But I just walked away. I didn't have to.
Oh.
I know. I mean, I cleaned clothes out and stuff like that, but I basically took what I wanted, rented one of those pods. Have you ever seen those pods around?
Uh-huh.
They are the best. You pack your own stuff, then you lock it up, and then they deliver it to where you go, and you unpack it. Nobody touches it.
Right.
And it was really good, and it was by far the most reasonable choice, because that was in 2021, and moving companies were charging exorbitant rates because of the pandemic. So many people were moving.
Yeah.
The rates they were charging were crazy, and it was by far the most reasonable way to move the amount of things that we wanted to move.
It's nice to leave things behind also. Yeah, I have that experience in my life as well.
So when you moved from the Netherlands?
Right. I did 3 years of volunteer work, and I decided to just do away with everything and start fresh.
Yep.
Start over with a new life. And I gave everything away. I sold the other half and said just goodbye to everything. And then it's like, things start to own you as well after a while. You get attached to things, and well, they're just things. The only thing that's important in life are the people around you, and the animals and the plants and the world and the planet. But the things are very irreplaceable.
They are.
Even if it's your grandma's couch, or
I know.
Maybe especially if it's your grandma's couch. It's time to say goodbye to grandma one day too,
Yeah, I kept the things that really meant something to me.
Sure.
But there were so many things that you would think I should have taken that I just didn't, because I'm not a saver really anyway. But I do like things that have meaning to me.
Yeah, sure.
And I mean, you realize a lot of times you accumulate things, and if you have a spot for them, you don't throw them out. You put them somewhere in the basement, in the attic.
Exactly.
You never know, and you haven't used them for years. Sometimes you don't even remember that you have them.
Right.
So it's very cleansing to get rid of things.
I mean, also the bigger the home, the more stuff you have, eventually. But that's a nice way of doing it, yeah. And then how big was your pot?
How big? It was the smallest one.
The small, really?
So it wasn't that big.
Wow, amazing. That's traveling
really
light.
Did.
Coming to Florida, and then here you...
Because we had the house here with furnishings and stuff.
But there's no fancy homes like that here. This is all like, I don't know what you wanna.
I know.
It all looks like Roman Gothic. It's all beautiful design, but
But it
it's also
doesn't-
brand new that it
Right.
doesn't have any character.
No, and that's what is lacking here.
Yeah, there's no.
I
Yeah.
mean, you would never think, like in Buffalo,
Mm.
you would never think to like redecorate your house after 15 years. I mean, the furniture that was in that house was there a long time.
Yeah.
But here, we were here when we moved in 2007. I had a decorator help me decorate,
Sure.
and we bought all the furniture because I thought, okay, that's fine. Well, I became so sick of it, and it's whatever amount of time it needed to be completely redecorated.
I need to be. Yeah.
And that's the way it is here. And all my friends, they, live in these bigger houses than we do, but it seems that they're all like redecorating.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of furniture and updating, and you don't do it as often up north as you do down here. Like here, because of all the new builds, and they are always on the latest trends, and people want to incorporate them in their house, and I don't know. It's too much.
Well, I mean, if you can do that, I can see that that's fun to do as well. To redo the interior.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of fun to be busy with new colors, and especially as styles change.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember my mom's home from the 70s, like all these dark colors, like dark brown and dark green, and
Mm-hmm.
heavy curtains and things like that. Can't do that anymore.
No, everything's
But
light.
I suppose that every 10 years there's a new style. But in an old home, there's a certain style that fits the home.
Right.
You don't want to put a brand new modern look, although you could still bring a modern interior into an old home, I guess.
But you don't want to.
Probably not.
You
No.
don't.
Yeah, the funny thing is that the Netherlands is full of old homes and old style, because the country is so much older than here.
Yeah.
And everything was built with brick.
Yeah.
It lasts forever.
The construction then.
Mm.
I mean, even my little house built in 1895.
That's
I mean,
amazing,
the
yeah.
quality of the construction.
Mm.
They just don't do that anymore.
No. And they can also refresh those homes on the outside. I've seen that ones that like the brick gets sort of a little ugly after a while, but then they scrape off the smallest little slither of brick from they scrape it off, and then the brick looks like new,
Yeah.
and the whole house looks like new. It's amazing how they can do that. Yeah, interesting. Have you been to Europe?
I have.
Yeah. Like where?
Cruises. We went on one that we actually started in Amsterdam,
Oh, really?
and then just went along the
Oh, a
coast.
cruise?
Yeah. I've been on 3 cruises, and that's kind of my.
Where do those go from Amsterdam? Like up the river, or?
No, this was no. Started in Amsterdam, and then what did we do? I can't remember. Let's see. Where did we go? Okay, so we arrived in Amsterdam.
Uh-huh.
Then we went to Bruges in Belgium, St. Peter Port, Pont-Aven in France, La Rochelle in France, Bordeaux, Bilbao, Spain. That was great. Ferrol, Spain.
Oh, so this goes like on the North Sea down
Yes.
the coast, and then the Atlantic Ocean down
Yes.
the coast of
Yep.
Europe. Oh, that is a beautiful ride.
Oporto, Lisbon,
Around
Cadiz,
Portugal,
and we ended up in Barcelona.
and then you end up on the other side of Spain. Yeah, beautiful.
That was a really nice trip.
Yeah. Oh, and you see a lot of countries that way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of history. Interesting.
And then we did the Mediterranean, where we started in France and then went Italy and then up to like Rome, Venice, then over to Dubrovnik, kind of that area. That was a good one too.
Nice.
I mean, you do see a lot, but you don't spend much time in any particular. You're a day in a port, you know, but still.
How would you spend your time on the cruise ships?
How would we?
Yeah, how would you spend your time on the cruise ship? Because if there's a lot of traveling in between, then your days on a ship.
If we weren't in port, I'd probably go to the pool, go to the spa, read. If you were, depending on where you were going, if you weren't too far out, you could sit on your balcony and look at the coast as you, because they don't go out that far sometimes. It depends.
Yeah.
You can just see the world go by.
Yeah, that's my dream one day.
Yeah.
To go on a cruise with a balcony. Read my book on the balcony.
Yeah. We used Oceania, and most of the cabins have balconies.
Nice. And there's also shows on those cruise ships, right?
There are.
Are those fun? Are they nice?
Yeah, they are. They're pretty good.
They're pretty good?
They're pretty good. And the restaurants, the Oceania Cruise Lines does a great job with food.
Oh, really?
I never gain any weight on those cruises because
that's a good thing.
the food is just so delicious. You don't need to overeat.
Oh.
And there are so many good food options.
That's a contradiction.
I know, you would think. But if you're satisfied, it's like I was satisfied with eating the food, so I didn't like...
And you enjoy it so much that you didn't feel like...
And they had good options. Like clean eating is like, I don't like to say healthy eating because it's just such a cliche, but I like clean eating. You know, with good ingredients, fresh ingredients.
Right.
No frying, no processing, just... So they had like five-star restaurants, and then of course they always had the grill.
5-star restaurants?
Yeah, they had like an Italian.
They have a real chef.
Oh yeah.
And everything.
Jacques Papin is the one that heads up the. I don't know if you've ever heard of that chef.
No.
He heads up the food, like the food for the cruise line.
You don't get 5 stars just out of nowhere. That's amazing.
There's an Asian, Italian, steakhouse. The other two, probably.
Oh,
I don't remember what the themes of the other two were, but and it's all free seating. It's like you just make your reservation for when you want to dine, which I like.
Right.
And it's not super. There's no. They relax. Like there's no formal nights. Like you don't have to bring a tuxedo or like evening gown stuff.
Okay.
It's just nice casual.
Unless you sit with the captain, of course.
Oh yeah, you might want something nice then.
Yeah. Have you sat with the captain?
No.
No? Oh. But, wow, that sounds wonderful though, because all the different styles of cuisine, then you can try everything. And probably also for breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
Different styles, that's nice. And then that comes included in the price, I suppose? Depends on your package, I guess. But that's what I would do too. Get a package that everything is included, that you can just have at it.
Yes.
But 5-star, I had no clue that those restaurants were... That's really good quality. Wow.
Yeah, they're very good.
Okay, so that was the one from Amsterdam, one in the Mediterranean, and then the third one, because I think you mentioned 3?
Yeah, I can't remember the other one was some of the same ports.
Okay.
So.
All right, in that area. Yeah. Also, what seems interesting is a cruise in Norway. So going through the fjords.
Oh, that would be fabulous.
That would be very pretty.
That would be a great trip.
Yeah, in the summertime. So then, like the nights are short and the days are really long. That should be beautiful. But the other day I had somebody in the car that mentioned that cruise in Alaska. So Alaska is also beautiful cruising.
That's what I hear. People that come back from Alaskan cruises say they love it.
They love it, yeah.
They love it. It doesn't sound like but people love it. They think it's great.
Yeah, if you love like raw nature,
Yeah.
I suppose, right?
Mm-hmm.
As in opposite to more seeing cities and culture and
Right.
things like that. That's yeah. Except that he said that in Alaska there's only 2 months in the year where you can really do a cruise, because if you do it too early, all the mountains are covered in fog all the time. You don't see anything, and so there's only like June, July, I believe, that it's just beautiful.
Look at this traffic.
Yep.
I wonder what way I should go home. I don't want to come back this way.
Right. Yeah, this is Naples in the winter.
Wow. Let me look at my... This is bad.
Well, thank you for sharing your stories with me. That was nice.
You're a very nice conversationalist.
Well, thank you. It's always interesting to hear about these different things and about... Oh wait, it's not here yet.
Yeah. So are you on Immokalee?
Is this...
Yeah, what road are we on?
Immokalee? No, I don't think so. This is, this is the old 41.
Oh, okay.
Coming
no,
up.
it's up here.
So I'm gonna take a left here. It's the old 41.
Oh, this is the way.
So we came off the highway.
Yeah.
Is this not how you normally drive?
Well, when I came, I got off exit 111.
Okay. I'm not sure if that was which exit
That
number
was
we were at.
113, I think.
Could be. I don't know.
But when the Uber driver took me back this way. Because otherwise, Old 41, for me, it was a right-hand turn. I was coming from the other direction.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the exit numbers out of my head yet. But look at this. I'm looking for Justin. This is the picture that I see. It is,
well, he didn't have a way to... Because they were paying for it.
Right. But I mean, he's connected to the glass service.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. But he did it with his personal account then, rather
must
than...
get reimbursed, I'm sure.
He gets reimbursed probably.
Sure he does. Yeah. He was a special technician that they brought from Miami. I mean, not from Miami, from Tampa.
Yeah, there's not too many Maseratis around. Yep, I'm sure.
But see, if I had had it done at the dealer, Geico wouldn't have paid for it. So I had to go through Geico in SafeLight in order to do it, because I didn't want to pay for it.
What? That's weird.
I know.
I mean, the dealership is the first place you go to.
You would think, but no.
And then, you have Geico?
Adding new lift ride to...
Okay, that's fine. 4:22. I have to watch my time because my son has a soccer game tonight.
Oh, he does? How old is he?
And he is 17 and we're playing in the regional finals.
Oh, wow.
So it's a big game for him.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, Jeff. Waxed. It's in the blue-green container, like the green one. Clyde, it's called. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm almost there. The traffic is horrendous. Yeah. Alrighty. I'll be there in time. Alright, bye. Oh my gosh, look at this traffic.
Yeah.
Well, it's moving.
So nothing was said in the conversation on the phone. Is that fine if I leave that phone conversation in the video?
Yeah.
That's fine, yeah. I mean, this is high and by. Otherwise, I would make a note and I have to go edit the video and all of that, and then it takes time. But it was so short. Traffic is crazy, right?
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, this
Thinking I
is
should go
not
left.
going to stop. Thank you so much. Very nice of him. And then I can drop you off here. I
Yes, sounds
suppose. Well, nice talking to you, Anne.
It was very nice talking to you too.
Yeah.
Here you go. Thank you. It was very relaxing.
Oh,
ride.
thank you. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. Good luck with the car.
Thanks.
All right. Bye bye. Oh, card.
Oh, yes.
You want it?
Got it. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye bye.